Okay, you guys, we're going to go ahead and get started tonight. It is June 14th, and welcome to our success chat. So if you're watching live, for those that are going to be coming on, or those who are going to catch the replay tonight. So super excited to talk to you a little bit about meal planning. In fact, meal planning like a boss. You guys are going to feel really good and I think really empowered as you come off of this chat to have some ideas and I hope some tools that are really useful to you, some things that have really helped me as we've been able to do that too. So I'm going to start with a little recognition, and then if we have a few more people come on, we'll start with some chat about the week. If not, we'll probably just try to wrap up with that at the end, and I'll go ahead and do the training. So but you guys, I am so excited with this recognition because every week when I put this together, I just see you guys get more and more powerful in going through this. So we recognize on our Thursday night calls our check-in leaders, which are people who are checking into the daily check-in post every single day. So we recognize our top 15. And then also all of you guys who have lost or rang the bell for this week. So let's start with our check-in leaders. And I'm excited because we have out of 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people who checked in every single day. And then another 3 that checked in 6, 5, and 4, so you had to check in at least 4 times. You know what that tells me is that consistency is so key. And I want to challenge you, like if you are missing some of those days with the check-in, look back and find, where are you missing that? Is it the weekend? I bet a lot of you guys it's the weekend. And I want to tell you, like, that is the absolute best time to key in to this group and do that check-in because it'll put you in a mindful state. A lot of times the weekends are the hardest, right? Because we're out of our normal routine. And, we're running around a little bit more, doing a lot more. But if we can take some time on the weekend just to, check in here, look at that tracker, make sure you've got a plan for what you're going to do on Saturday, on Sunday, even Friday night, you will feel empowered in your events as you think about, the purpose that you're going there, how you're going to handle yourself, what eating opportunities you do want to have to really help you be strong. So I'm going to challenge you with that. So check when you're checking in, and if you're missing that weekend or you're missing kind of that hole where you seem to struggle a little bit more, get determined with that and be in this group because it really, really does make an impact for you guys to be checking in here every single day. And I hope you're loving reading through everybody's comments too, and you have a couple of minutes to do that because, those number 5, those learning moments, I just think that they're really powerful. And I know I learn a lot, and it helps me through the week as I'm facing similar situations to look at what you guys have learned, how you've handled some of those struggles or obstacles, and it helps me be stronger. So I would hope that it helps you guys be stronger too. So all right, recognition. So congratulations to our check-in leaders. There's actually 16 of you this week. So checking in every day, Amanda Sanford, Dottie Silt, Dottie, I always say your last name wrong. Salty, I think. I'll have to ask you how to pronounce that. Myself, Erin Huber, Mary, congratulations, Marlene, Jen Jenkins, and Paula Brown. So congratulations, you guys, every single day this week, rock stars. So, and then Mandy Dickinson, Don Flint, Hill, Jennifer Smith checking in 6 times this week, Deb, Adama, Mary Ellen Heskett, Lori Simmons, Tiff checking in 5 days this week, and then 4 days this week, Tiffany Portman and Amy LaPierre. So you guys, big hands for you guys. I mean, I think it really does make a difference. Mary, what do you think, if I can put you on the spot a little bit as we're talking? Does the daily check-in help you? Like, what do you think about that as because you've gotten definitely more consistent every single week with this?
It does help me because I always look at the day before I post that day to see, the difference. But I like it. It helps me.
Good. Yeah, I think just having that in your mind and going in and setting the tone for your day, knowing, you know, what happened yesterday and where you want to go, setting that direction is huge. So, all right, and new pounds down. You guys so excited for this group too, because there are each week this is growing and we're getting more and more. So new pounds down this week, and this is total pounds lost since they've started, but everyone checked in to the post that we have you'll find it in the announcements, to ring that bell every time that you lose 2 pounds. So these people lost at least 2 more pounds this last week. Amanda Sanford's down a total of 12 pounds. Amy LaPierre down 2 pounds. Tina Salisbury down 9 pounds. Tiffany Portman down 3 pounds. Paula Brown down 2 pounds. Jen Jenkins down 5 pounds. Erin Huber down 6 pounds. Mary Ellen Heskett down 8 pounds. Laura Kogan down 2.2 pounds. And Jen Hayes Jones down 2.5 pounds this week as well. So you guys, I brought it. I'm ringing my bell for you. I am just so happy and just really excited. So keep going. Each week you guys get stronger and stronger. And I think as you have learned, that it will help you a lot. You can't hear me? Audio's okay. So let me make sure let me see if I can find Mary Ellen real quick. I'm not sure. Maybe try, I don't know if you have headphones, maybe try headphones. See if that will work. Let me just check really quick here. I'm not sure. It's good for everybody else. So maybe try your phone. Oh, you're on your phone. Audio phone? Yeah, okay. All right. So you guys, I'm going to post that in the chat just so that you can see and we can celebrate them. And, you know, congratulations, you guys. So keep working hard to keep losing those 2 pounds at a time. I think it makes it so much more manageable to do it every 2 pounds so that we can make progress there. So good. I think Mary Ellen will get back onto us as she goes forward. So all right, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of talk a little bit about our training topic, which is prep and meal prep and planning. And then at the end, we'll talk a little bit just about things that are going well and questions that you guys have. Is that better, Mary Ellen?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Very good. Thank you. Okay, so planning like a boss. I couldn't think of a better way to put it because, you know, I think this is the spot where if we can get diligent and really get a handle on being prepared and planning and spending some time on that, that this all becomes even easier, right? You know, as you have a plan in place, not only does it help you to know what to do, but it helps you to save time, you know, and a lot of the excuse that I used to use is I don't have time to meal plan. I don't have time to do this or that. And, you know, as I decided that I needed to make that a priority so that I could be successful, all of a sudden it wasn't really that hard. And again, over time it becomes easier and easier because it can become more of your routine. So I've got my top five kitchen hacks to help save you time that I want to talk about, and take some notes, you know, circle some aha moments, you know, and some things that really impact you or where you think, if I did that, I would be a lot stronger. When you hear those, put them into the chat so that we can all see them and see what makes a difference. And then, you know, most importantly, take those things that you write down and implement them right away. Try new things, right? Again, this is just, you are going to continue to learn, but the best way to learn and to grow is to take action. You've got to implement the things that you need to do. And even if it's uncomfortable at first, it'll get more comfortable, right? And we'll become more successful. So hack number 1, make a list for your shopping. If you're going to the store, have a grocery list and get what's on that list and get out of the store. It helps so much not to have to meander through the store and those little impulse buys creep in, or those little end cap aisle things. But you guys, use your planner. I hope you're really using your planner on the planning pages, right? Not just your daily tracker of what you're eating, but look at your week at a glance. Take some time to write out your meals and what you want, and then turn that page and take a look at your fridge, your pantry, and write down those items that you need, and begin to shop. So, question for you guys, and you can comment in the chat, but do you have a specific day that you shop every week? Do you have a time that you're consistent? Have you created that for yourself? Yes or no? Write that down. And if you do, what day is that you do that? I definitely, in addition to making a list, I think if you can get consistent at that, that it will help you to be able to, again, just make that a habit. So like shopping doesn't become cumbersome. And if shopping's something you don't love to do, or you don't have a lot of time, you guys, so many stores have the the build a cart option, where you just create the cart and they put everything together for you and you go and pick it up. Like, look into that. Take advantage of some of those things that make life simpler and easier for you to get your shopping done and to be effective, and make it work for you, right? I love going to the grocery store. It's kind of like a little bit of time for me to just step away from the busy stuff and like do my thing. But I know other people that absolutely hate it. And, so something like having a service where they just click everything they need in an app on their phone and just go and pick it up and go home, boom, it makes life a lot easier. So check into that, and create a shopping list. Have that for yourself, so that you can be more successful at the store and save time, so you can be in and out. Your shopping shouldn't take you more than 20 to 30 minutes if you've got a list and you're sticking to it and you're going in and out. So it should be really quick. Okay, kitchen hack number 2. Make enough for leftovers. You guys, as you're planning your meals, make enough for leftovers. Good
night, lady. Thanks for coming in.
Take the opportunity to just create that lunch for yourself, right? So I've showed the bento boxes before, that I like to use. Have something like that where immediately after dinner, instead of just, putting it in different containers, like have your bento boxes and things ready. Take some of that leftover dinner and make yourself lunch for the next day. Make it really easy. The bento boxes I love for To Be Mindset as well, because again, those portions are really easy. It comes usually in 4 compartments, where you've got a bigger compartment that can be your 50% veggies. You've got 2 smaller compartments, one for your 25% protein, and then you can find your 25% FSC and put in there as well. So use that leftover so that you don't have to be cooking all of the time. And number 3 kind of goes along with that too. Use your freezer. You guys, do some batch cooking. As you're looking at meals that you're making, look at opportunities where you have a chance to make 2 or 3 of the same meal, and put one in the freezer so that it's easy to pull out. So some really great things are things that you can like make in your crock pot or your Instant Pot. That makes it really easy to just pull out and just throw something in and let it cook for the day. Other good things, like even if I'm maybe having a specific marinade or spice mix or something that I'm adding to my meat, a lot of times I'll double or triple that. And, when I shop, I'll just, if I find chicken on sale, for example, when I bring that home and kind of separate it into individual bags that will be dinner portioned for our family, a lot of times I'll take just a few minutes to add some different spices or marinades that really help. So easy ones for chicken that I really like, just even adding, like getting an Italian dressing and just, putting it in a Ziploc bag, squeezing some Italian dressing in there. It marinates it. When you pull it out of the freezer, it's already marinated for you. It's good to go. Another favorite of ours is cilantro lime chicken. So you can Google a lot of recipes for cilantro lime chicken or cilantro lime pork. But if I'm going to make that and marinate that for dinner that night, again, I'll double or triple that, and I'll just put a couple extra batches in the freezer. So the next time we want to have that, I don't have to do any work. I just pull that out the night before, let it defrost in the fridge, and put it on the grill the next day. So use that opportunity to just take a second and think, okay, I'm going to make this for dinner this week. Can I double or triple this? Or can I make, additional meat and use it for different things, right? If you're going to make shredded pork or shredded chicken, for dinner one night, maybe you can double or triple that. That's really great and easy to use in some other meals for yourself as well. So use your freezer and help yourself with that. Okay, kitchen hack number 4, simplify. I know when I first thought about clean eating, I thought about all of these elaborate, gorgeous recipes that took a long time, had a lot of ingredients to cook. And when I really kind of went down to what worked for our family, simpler is better. So I want you guys to kind of look for new recipes that are very simple, like 6 ingredients or less, right? That don't take a lot of time to put together, that aren't hard to put together, and find those meals that just make it easy for yourself, right? So use spices and herbs. It's a great time of year with summer to really explore some fresh herbs and things like that, and you'll be amazed at how great it makes your meats taste, and your potatoes, your rice, all of those things that you can add just some spices to kind of change it up. So don't be afraid to just keep it simple. Try some different rubs or marinades. With the 2B mindset, I really loved what Alana taught about accessories, and that if your accessory is over 40 calories per serving, to just dilute that a little bit so that you can use it and it goes further. I've done that with almost every sauce that we've used now, and my family does not notice the difference at all. And, we kind of lower that calorie level, but are still able to get a lot of good flavor in our food. So don't be afraid to simplify. Okay, number 5, meal plan. You guys have a meal plan. I struggled with this a lot. And again, I think it was just one of those excuses that I was using that I couldn't be successful at this to not meal plan. But I knew I had to do it, because to just kind of guess every day and leave myself floundering was not helping me be successful. And what I found myself doing is standing in the fridge for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, trying to decide what to eat in the moment, and ending up shutting the fridge, running to the pantry because I didn't have time at that point to cook something because I didn't figure it out, right? Have you been there? I have been there so many times. So if you just write it down, you'll have a plan, and you'll save so much time just knowing what's there. So here's my suggestions if you struggle with meal planning and how to get started. Number 1, just start with one day. Right? Start with just planning one day at a time. So my rule that will never be broken is that I will write down what a basic meal plan for my day before I put a bite in my mouth in the morning, every single day. So if I haven't had time to write a weekly meal plan or a few days out, no matter what, that day, I'm just going to jot a few notes down so I know what I want to plan to eat. And you guys, it's not put in stone, right? The biggest thing I used to tell myself why I didn't meal plan is because I didn't want to feel restricted to have to eat what I wrote down on that paper, right? Well, you don't have to. Nobody says you do. But when I wrote it down, even if that day I was like, well, I don't really feel like having, a green salad. At least I knew there's a vegetable there, and all I had to do was just think of a different vegetable to replace it. Bam, it was easy. It was so much easier than trying to come up with the whole meal and a whole plan, right? To just change out one thing, right? So we were having chicken for dinner. Well, I didn't feel like chicken, so maybe I substitute meatballs in instead, or, a piece of fish, right? Whatever tasted good. And that's okay. If you want to be happy and satisfied with kind of fulfilling what you're desiring, but it makes it a lot simpler to just change in and out one thing if you already have a plan written down. So if you struggle, start with one day and then go up to 3 days, and then move into your full meal plan. Another tip for meal planning is start with dinners, right? I think that tends to be the hardest place, is to think about dinners, because our families are more involved with dinners. You know, we tend to want more variety. We don't want to eat the same exact thing for dinners every day, right? So start with dinners first, right? Because if you have your dinners planned, you know, likely you can have your lunches planned. Again, going back to making enough for leftovers to have for leftovers the next day. And then breakfast, what I find is typically people are pretty consistent in their breakfast habits. And in fact, I would suggest right now, like writing down 1 or 2 breakfast options that you can eat consistently. That's one thing that Alana has taught us in the 2B mindset, is to try to pick a consistent breakfast and be pretty consistent with that so that it's easy for you, right? Because breakfast can sometimes be a crazy time of the day when we're not only getting ourselves ready, but our kids and our family. We're trying to get places either to work or get everyone else somewhere, right? So it can be pretty hectic. So do it easy, simplify. Make your breakfast pretty consistent, and, you know, start with those dinners, because from your dinners, you can grow into your lunches and have leftovers and things for that too. So that's a couple of points on meal planning, but just start, right? Even if it's small, you got to start. You got to do it. And if you don't have a plan, you won't be prepared and you won't be successful. So you have to know that this is a core foundation for you to get good at. And the only way you're going to get good at it is to start trying things, see what works for you, change it up, you know, keep trying until you find what works for you. It doesn't have to be perfect at first. There's not a one size fits all. So find what works for you and your family and just try to be very consistent. You know, try to pick a certain day that you plan. I usually love to ask my family at dinner when we're eating and trying to build conversation anyway, what they want for dinners the next week. And write down some ideas a couple of days before I have to go shopping so that I have that list ready and prepared. So again, create those shortcuts for yourself and use that time that you have. You don't have to create more time to do meal planning when you just build that into what you're doing every day in your life. Okay, and then the bonus tip, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about prep. So prepping, you know, getting your food ready ahead of time or taking a chance to put together a few items really can be the money maker when it comes to clean eating, right? Because we're always in a hurry, we're always busy. So if you have things that you can pull out that are ready, you're more likely to eat healthy. My probably prime example, which happened most of my life, I can't tell you how much money I wasted on celery, right? I was the queen of buying celery because it was good for me, it was healthy, putting it in my freezer, or my fridge, right? Mary Ellen's agreeing. And just putting it in there, right? Just not doing anything with it. And then, you know, I'd be like, I should have some celery. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to clean it, cut it, all of this stuff. I don't have time for that. So I'd let it go and let it go, let it go. And by the time I told myself, okay, it's time to have celery, I'm so excited and I'm ready to do this and cut it up, I'd pull it out and it would be like, and it would fall over. It was all wilty, it was gross, you know, because I left it in my fridge too long and didn't do anything with it. Boom. So you guys don't do that. Don't be a Tina in the celery. Be prepared, you know, because if it's cut up, it's cleaned, it looks nice, you've got your vegetables and little snack bags to take with you, you're going to grab them. You're going to be excited to make those right choices, and it's going to work for you. So tonight I want to teach you my 3-2-1 system of prep. And if you responded early, then you actually got my printout. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here and pull this up. I made this for you guys. I've talked a lot about my 3-2-1 system in other groups, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to give people an actual plan to follow to actually do this. So when you are watching this call, I want you to print out this page. So you'll find it if you go to the Take Back Your Plate group, go to the Files section, you will find this file for 3-2-1 meal prep system. And I want you to print it out, and I want you to actually do this while you're watching this. So if you're watching the replay, pause it now, get that document, print it out, because I want you to actually do this as we're going through this, okay? Because this makes it really easy. And I'm going to tell you, this will take you like 30 minutes If you have more time, I'm sure you could do more, but if you like set a timer once a week and do 30 minutes of meal prep and prepping some of these different things, you will be off the charts successful. So I really want you to put it to play, because I'd really love to get your feedback and see how it works this next week. Okay, so we're going to go through this document. If you have it in front of you, which I hope you do, let's go through it. Okay, so I left these blank as far as specific days. You know, a lot of people prep on the weekends. We just tend to have a little bit more time on the weekend for the most part because we're not working, most of us. But I left it blank because I want this to be your meal prep system, right? Not my meal prep system or what works for most people. Like, you plug in your planning day. So I want you to pick, though, what day you're going to do some planning, what day you're going to do some prepping, right? So planning for me, I actually usually try to do my meal planning on Tuesday because I shop on Wednesday, right? So I usually kind of go midweek to midweek as far as my planning, because that just coincides better with the consistent time that I've chosen to shop. So, so fill in the blank here. What is your planning day? Okay, and these are the things you're going to do on that day. And set your timer for 15 or 30 minutes, whatever you have time for. But I want you to finalize your meal plan. Again, start with your dinners, right? And then move out to your lunches, which hopefully will be easy, because I'm just going to make the suggestion to use leftovers for your lunches, or have something pretty consistent so that you can make it easy on yourself. And then move to breakfast, because again, breakfast should be really easy. And you guys, Shakeology is the way to go to save you money and time in your meal prep and planning, because it's something that's easy to make. It's always a bit accessible. You can take it with you. So plug that in for one of your meals to make it super easy for yourself, okay? If you're using a new recipe, which I hope that you try new recipes, but don't try a new recipe every day. Try one a week, two a week, you know, make it easy for yourself to try new things, but not to be overwhelming. So, but if you are making a new recipe, print that out so that you have that and you see what you need. You can look over that so you have that. Create your shopping list. Again, get your into your tracker. You guys use it. It's such a great place to keep everything, and you should be carrying this around, putting it in your purse. You can have it with you all the time. So create that shopping list. So when you do go shopping, you're in or out, in and out, in and out. Okay. And then before you do prep, make sure that you take all the ingredients out of your freezer that you need to thaw, that you're going to be prepping, so that those are ready to go, right? So if you have like chicken or ground meats or whatever it is, like take those out of your freezer so that you can thaw. All right, and then the second phase of this, you're going to choose your day to prep. So what day is your prep day? Go ahead and share it with us. What is that prep day for you? Right? And try to make this consistent. I know it's not going to be perfect, right? We can't always do it at the same time, but don't leave this to chance, right? Just like planning out your meals, just like working out, you've got to put this in your schedule and make it a priority. And here's my 3-2-1 system, you guys. Every week, I try to prep at least 3 vegetables, 2 proteins, and 1 carbohydrate, right? It just helps me to have things ready for the week. So I left blanks here so you can fill in. What are those for you, right? And I gave you some ideas, and I'll tell you typically what I do. So for vegetables, I typically do, I prep some lettuce and a big like mixed green salad. So sometimes I put spinach in it and kale or chard from the garden. But I just make a big salad. So that's one of the vegetables I make, because it's always a good second vegetable for dinners. And I like to try to have at least 2 vegetables at every dinner so that my family and my kids have a choice. And they don't say, oh, I don't like broccoli, so I'm not eating vegetables tonight. You know, so it's, do you want broccoli or do you want salad? And they have a choice and they feel good about that. Okay, so I usually always try to prep a big salad. So that would go here in my blank. And then some other ideas, peppers, onions. We tend to cook a lot with peppers and onions and things. So it's great to have them sliced into, you know, maybe long slices or even diced, you know, so look at what you're making that week. And if that's helpful, make those. Some of your kind of raw, easy to grab vegetables, celery, carrots, cucumbers, asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower. Those are really easy to have cut up. You know, get a big bag of grape tomatoes, You can get a bag of snow peas, right? You can get a lot of these things already prepped for you. So, but take those, and if they're prepped, and once you prep them, how are you going to use them? Like, are you using the veggie bags? I'm finding that really, really successful to have those and be able to take out every day, you know, just when I'm out, just in case of emergency type things, so that if I end up being out longer, I'm not hungry. So, you know, prep those, have them in containers, but even better, just take some little Ziploc bags and create, you know, 4 or 5 veggie bags that you can grab on the go. What I really like about doing that too, the veggie bags, is like my kids will grab them and eat them. So it makes it really easy for them to make some better options for me to put those visible in the fridge and ready for them to grab too. So those are really great options. Also things like asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, those are really great ones for roasting. So you could roast a vegetable and have that ready to go. So maybe that's one of your prep, is that you're going to roast a vegetable. And then others are really good, you know, bases for a lot of our meals. So cauliflower, you could make your cauliflower rice really easy. Just grind it up in your food processor. Zoodles, you know, you can get a spiralizer, or even like a little hand spiralizer. They're only, I think, like $10 at Walmart to get the hand one. So that's super easy, so that you can have zoodles. So you could do that with zucchini. You could also make ribbons with beets, carrots, cucumbers to make some fun salads. So zoodles are really fun. Spaghetti squash, that's a really great base for pasta, right? So it's very easy to roast spaghetti squash, or you can even just cook it in your crock pot and pull it out, or do it in the microwave, which doesn't take a lot of time, and have that ready as a base for your dinner, right? So, you know, look at what kind of vegetable bases you're going to have for your dinners and have those ready too. Another idea, shake kits. So when I have my Shakeology, I usually always have a bag of spinach or a cup of spinach with that, as well as a lot of times fruits and vegetables. So I actually put those together ahead of time and just have them in my freezer. So instead of having to get out 7 or 8 things to make my Shakeology, I just pull one bag out of the freezer, dump it in my blender with my Shakeology, and it's done, right? So I keep some bags that just have 1 bag of, or 1 cup of spinach in them in Ziploc bags. And I have other ones that have 1 cup of spinach and half a cup of blueberries, half a cup of strawberries, because that's my husband's favorite mix. You know, so we just try to put that together. So again, it's just, you know, it's not like getting your frozen fruit out is hard, but again, sometimes you're like, oh, I don't have time for all those steps. So make it simple, put it together, and just do it all at one time. So that's another great idea. Proteins, hard-boiled eggs, egg cups, those are super easy and good for breakfast. You've got chicken, beef, pork, you could grill it, you could shred it, have it, put some in your freezer, have it ready in your fridge. Fish, ground meats, meatballs. So choose 2 things that you're going to have ready for yourself, right? I love making taco meat and things like that. So I have it ready for spaghetti squash and spaghetti, or have it ready to make tacos. There's so many different things that you can do with just some ground meat that's already cooked. So if you're going to be cooking 1 pound for dinner that night, again, take 2 or 3, cook it all up, and then portion it out and put it back in your freezer, right? It makes it really easy. And then carbohydrates, any of your whole grains, your rice, your quinoa, farro, couscous, pastas, you can actually make those ahead of time and freeze them and take them out later. Which is really nice to have that and to be able to do. I never thought about freezing those grains, but you can. And don't just think about dinners, but think about also like putting that together for your lunches. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word I was looking for. You know, that will help a lot with lunches too. Okay, so then you've got sweet potatoes. Those are really easy to roast. Just throw them in the oven, kind of forget them for 30 to 40 minutes and pull them out. Oatmeal, you could do steel cut oatmeal overnight in your crock pot. Overnight oats in your fridge with a little bit of Greek yogurt or with almond milk. Those are really good. There's tons of great recipes. Just Google that. Pancakes and waffles. Those are really good to make too. If you're making a healthier pancake or protein pancakes, you can make a batch of those and then, you know, put them on a sheet pan, freeze them, and then you can package them so that you've got instant breakfast that you can pull out and put in your toaster or in your microwave, and it's really easy. Okay, so I want you guys to take this sheet. I want you to use it, because when you have these things written down and you go to prep your food, it's going to be so easy. You're going to be like, boom, I can do this, this, and this. And it's going to make it easier rather than sitting there thinking about what you can do for your prep. You're going to have a ready reference to do that. You've got a plan. Anytime you have a plan, you're going to be more successful. All right, so as you start pulling this out and using it, comment in the group. I'd love to hear what you're making. This week, I'd love to issue a challenge to you to use this sheet and take a picture of it and put it into the group under the check-in post. And we'll do a fun prize drawing for everybody to try it. I really want you to try it because I think you'll really see as you have that plan in place, it's really going to help you to be more successful. So there we go. Any questions? I guess, Mary Ellen, I've just got you on still. You might be busy.
I'm good.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, come down the stairs.
Yeah, you're doing awesome. Double tasking for sure. So,
yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, good. Well, we're going to end there, you guys. And so again, any questions that you have, post them in the group. This replay will be up tomorrow morning. Look in the file section. You can pull out the 3-2-1 meal plan weekend schedule so that you've got that and it's where you're ready to rock. So rock the planning this week. Planning like a boss. You got this. Thanks, you guys.